Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So just in the bigger world, yeah, obviously Omni, but Gemini's just dropped amazingly just one day after. I don't
Haha.
think it was even one day. It's like 20 hours.
It's like how the Russians like shot a satellite past the moon landing. It's like
That is,
it's just so
that's quite
failed.
amusing. So I've gone through at speed all the keynotes,
Yeah.
and other than having to wipe down my brain with so many really smiley Californians, which are really fucking irritating.
I know.
The what seems to be in both of those is a race to B2C,
A
not
race to
really
B to
relevant.
C.
Yeah,
What?
so what they want is apps on your phone so that you can identify your dog if you forget who your dog is, that sort of thing. All very nice, and there was a really cool one talking with two AIs talking to each other with
Right.
the OpenAI one. Kind of irrelevant. These are nice things, mass
Right.
market things, sure, and I'm sure they'll make lots of money from it. But for us, really, what I've seen is really quite a remarkable speed increase, but
Yeah,
no
I doubt
increase
that.
in
I think these guys have got bigger plans, and
yeah.
they're not really sharing them with us and leaving us to guess. But they know that they need to win a publicity race,
Yeah,
and they need
that's what I
feedback
thought.
on how people are consuming them and what they're doing them. And I wouldn't mind guessing that it's a big portion of um, the most valuable training data you can get is the interaction data with the humans as it's responding to the AI. So,
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But also they're pump priming a market here, aren't they,
mm,
for others to build
yeah,
businesses?
but they also want to just use it internally for their stuff. That's really what they ultimately want. Um, I don't think they give two
Yeah,
hoots about us
yeah. So the TLDR for us is it's faster, hey, but
winning.
not particularly
Yeah,
better.
wow, I thought it was much more. It's better at intent. Like it knows what I meant.
Possibly. I didn't see that because I've been going down the JSON route, and I was getting really good results 2 days ago,
Okay.
and the same results yesterday with the new model. And it's like, okay, so it's good results, with the old model. It's good results now. It's still good results, but it
All
just
right.
happens to be about twice as fast, which is cool.
Yeah.
So let me show you.
Always
Set up
faster, always cheaper. That's how it always goes.
uh, yeah. Who could possibly have said that in our past, I wonder? Reduction of costs and improvement of quality. Okay, all right. Um, so I've not. This is a blank sheet. Okay, so what I've done is I'll take you through. I've done what we said, which is move all the descriptions into the actual data.
Right. Yeah.
So
Cool.
every piece of data has a description next to it, and therefore the data spec. If this
Can you
works,
show me that? Can you show me an example of that?
yeah,
Oh, you got it there. First name,
yeah,
type, string, description, value.
yeah.
Hmm. Value. That's
That's the data load. So, for example,
yeah.
John.
That's interesting. Is that part of JSON schema spec?
I don't know. I mean, I don't actually weirdly know JSON spec. This what I've
JSON
been
schema.
going backwards and forwards
Yeah,
with
no, that's the
the
thing.
AI.
Like
It's like,
that, you're writing JSON schema here.
yeah, I'm sticking to this NL only thing. So all of this,
Yeah,
none of this data I've actually written.
the reason why it's good to stick to a schema is that the training data will be overwhelmingly large for it. So I just want to make sure that there might be.
Well, interestingly enough, on that, I don't know. Did you get a chance to check this out? If not, I can go through it.
No, I did not.
So for each of these,
not because I wasn't interested, because I wanted to go through it with you. I was like,
oh yeah,
that's
yeah,
it's
sure,
better with the narration.
yeah, sure. So what I did was I took the previous data and said, here's the data spec, and here's the data, and here's an example of what I want, which is basically every atom has a description in natural language, and then generated this. Then I took each of these new data objects and I ran it through saying, produce me a bunch of tests to make sure the data is coherent. And this is where I came up with. You don't need to read all this, but essentially,
Holy
it's like,
fucking shit!
yeah,
Excuse me. Sorry.
it's good, isn't it? Yeah, and so this was yesterday
What the
afternoon.
fuck? So you can be generating the end-to-end tests for the system on the fly whenever
Right.
someone
And
changes part of the system, and it sort of reflects on it, and it's like, okay, here's how the test
have
changed.
you broken any previous tests? And if
Right,
you've added to the schema, what are the new tests? Do
right.
you pass this test? And
And then
then
we
that
can
becomes
we can
canon.
we can call all these things in parallel en masse across the whole system
Yep.
and be like, there you go, it's all
Yeah.
good.
Actually, those were the prompts that I was using. So, given the new structure, I put each of those through
Wow.
those four prompts, and that's
So
what
there's like
generated these things.
this is like a seed. It's like seed apps where you like seeded it, and then all that comes up, and then you can run it. Like it's there's a type of program for that. Like it's I forget the language, but there was a language that was famous for that, and it
Was
you
it
could make
ML?
a
Maybe?
no, you could make a very tiny program that,
Mm-hmm.
because the output could be executed as well, it was like it became this huge program.
Mm-hmm.
And this reminds me of that, because you kind of just dropping in a tiny amount, and then it just explodes out fairly rapidly, and becomes a fully fledged system.
Yeah. Well, I've not written it yet, but so I've got two bots only in what we're about to go through. JSON retriever, which is about as simple as you get. All right. As you consider the size of the prompts, system prompts I was giving before, and the planner bot is essentially that, only with outputting a plan. There's another bot I'm going to write next, which is the test bot, which is every time something runs, run the tests, make sure it's still coherent, and identify any new tests, and then put those into a store of tests so that cycle next, new tests and old tests run, any new tests are, and the important thing it's really quite good at is, are there any contraindications? Are there, is it self-consistent? That's all I'm asking at the moment. Um, so, for example, this is really cool stuff, man. Honestly.
Mm.
So this is what I did this morning. Right. I'll take one, customer service agent. Right. Okay. So that's just the usual JSON retriever. It's like, hi. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, and uh, that prompting style of insisting on what you output reduces the number of tokens a lot.
Oh yeah, that's God, that's such
Yeah,
an
it's
obvious
like,
great thing.
I know, I don't know why I didn't think about it. So for yeah, so and then I've just uploaded the data, and then I said run these tests, and it's come back with yep, that's fine. I can reduce that this part here, but every time we spin up an instance, we're spinning up an instance of a single generic bot, and then we're running the tests on the data that is just uploaded. Um, and it's like, yep, I'm happy. That is consistent. and you can also chunk it up. You just say, let's take all of it. It'll take a bit longer, but let's make sure the entire database is self-consistent or coherent, rather, which is really, really cool, actually. Now, so there's tests, there's JSON. Now, the planner bot is really interesting. So now I'm a bit torn on this one. Given the speed by which the context window is improving, and the response speed is improving, whether we actually need to spin it out to individual bots, but I think we still do need to.
I think you want to.
I think we might be overtaken at some point, maybe, where you just dump the entire thing into one bot.
Yeah,
Perhaps,
but it seems like a good rule that the more focused the task, the better the output and the more reliable the output. And
yes,
that's a rule of nature. That's not a rule of AI.
Yeah.
Right.
And we've still got the things where it biases to the stuff at the end, and the stuff at the start, and in the middle it gets pretty squishy.
Yeah. So the more it can be focused, the more it can be tested, and the more it can be unaffected by changes in other parts of the system, because the more things your one bot can do, the more things can break when you try to add a new feature to it. So
Exactly, and it's that it's isolation, isn't it? Isolation still feels like a good rule, despite
isolation is always
huge
a good
token
rule.
windows.
Yeah.
Because not only does it cost less to
Yeah,
check,
and that's just like in programming in general, we got gigabytes of RAM. Should you use it all? No. You still want to be compact.
Yeah, exactly. And it also, in terms of if something does go wrong, when it goes wrong, it's you're now only changing one thing as opposed to the whole thing. So I still think it's I think it's a good strategy, but we'll see.
Absolutely, 100%.
So what I've done here, right? Now this is right. I'll show you my spreadsheet. This is my cut and paste, which maps over to my tabs.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Things have escalated.
However, I've got a couple of tabs open here which have got the whole thing. So
oh dear. This is good though. Like, I mean, the closer we are to looking like just vanilla standard ChatGPT web app, the worse things are for us, because we're not really, our platform is supposed to offer this massive parallelism.
Right.
Right.
Oh, there's an important thought. Sorry, exactly on the. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Sorry, carry on.
No, I was simply.
One of the things that I was thinking about when I was looking at the 4.0 and the Gemini updates of the last couple of days is the one thing that neither do is to maintain your own data sovereignty. It's like
they can't.
Yeah,
those are conflicting. Those are conflicting goals with the model builders. Data sovereignty is a conflict of interest with a model builder. No model builder, except for the altruism or the integrity that you would need as a model builder to keep your hands off everyone's data and still build your model, is not. Only a self-sovereign system where everyone agreed to share in the profits of the model training can be a model builder and a data storer at the same time.
Exactly. So I think they're bound by the fact of who they are, right?
Yeah,
and I don't think
and they got deep genetics that go to give us your data, we'll sell it back to you after processing.
So what I'm going to do is, so above here, what I've done is split out each, but just as a start for 10, I'm going to just create so you can see what I've been doing.
Massively multi-threaded data self-sovereign model invocations is still sounds like a great thing, I think.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. So this is a blank model, right?
Yep.
So what I'm going to do is just take this prompt. Okay, and then I'm going to. This step is actually quite important. This caused a bit of heartache. Oh, no, not that one. All right. This is the. Don't give me the whole fucking thing again. Thank you very much. Also, instantly, when you're doing this, these three dashes, really helpful, really
great,
helpful.
Great.
It delineates your prompt from the data you're talking about. That was a hint that I got from Discord. Okay, so I'm just going to chunk. So this is just a concatenation of all the data.
The annotated data.
Yeah. So exactly the same data as in all these tabs.
Okay.
I've not run this test, by the way, so.
Ooh, ballsy.
Yeah. Yes, got it. Brilliant. Then I'm going to just run some tests there, which is around the one. They all passed the test because I've just done it all for that one, so not rerun all. So load up the data, and boom. Cool. This missing contact data should be false. So this is a passing test.
So that's accurate.
Right. Yeah, that's accurate.
So I would probably want to break that down and run each test in isolation against large numbers of records at a time.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably how I'd tackle that one.
Yeah. There's no reason not to. Right. Okay. So what we were doing was previously the one that we got stuck with. Which customers have a last name that begins.
Man, this is getting exciting. Like, because once we start deploying, like on the daily, we'll have people come back with, oh, this bit, that bit, this other bit, like there's an oddity here.
So this is really cool. So remember we had a real problem.
Yeah, with the J's.
Adding this extra guy. It's like,
yeah, Jack.
But now with the description against every field, gets it right every time. Now this is cool. Let me just do this as a demo because I know this should work. Change the change Ivy's last name to Henson. Okay, boom. That's done. And then we go back up. So the data coherence results I've been receiving, and this is a live demo, so there you go. So data coherence is a step up hugely with this structure. Now, also, right.
Can I ask it a question?
Yeah.
Which customers are missing personal info? Oh, well, that's pretty good. I love that. These types of tests feel much like talking to like either an HR person or a police person, because you're like trying to ask questions without saying the wrong thing.
All right, let's fuck with Alice's thing. So let's see. I've not tried this. It's been interesting. Delete This is email. Okay. Now let's rerun your test.
No, it's not. No, because personal info is a specific field which
Oh,
doesn't
damn
include
it.
email. Like,
You're right.
email is different. Which customers are missing email? But
delete.
then you kind of gave that away because, yeah, I don't think this is a good test.
There you go. Or picked out.
Yeah, because it will see in the chat history that you asked it to delete. Like, there's a lot of hints at the email missing.
Okay, well, let's flip into the real test here. Right, so
Okay.
these are all the tabs. So that was just like a...
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I was not trying to detract from it. It's like
No,
the
please.
fun game now is how to break it, I guess, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And so
Exactly.
how I'm looking at this is I need to figure out how to make these types of tests. First of all, how to rapidly capture them on the fly, how to generate them automatically, which is what you've started to show there, and then how to run them every time there's a change, so that we can have the test version of this, the verification version of the system is every time there's a change, this simulation kicks in and just goes pass, fail, pass, fail, pass, fail, preferably with the ability to adapt itself slightly to get a better pass, fail result.
Yes, exactly. But as I said, from the two calls ago, I think it was, these sessions are hugely important because I'm in my man cave. And just getting someone else to fuck with it is really, really fucking useful. So what we've got here is, this is the planning bot. Okay, so this is not right yet because it also suggests a solution, but I'm just asking you to plan out something. So here's an example, and then you can see if you can mess around with it. Remembering the data. Customer data holds their what is it? Location and location ID. Okay, so that ID is held in location data. Again, for isolation, location data is also used by route plan.
Are you about to show me the equivalent of a table join?
A bit, but only in natural language.
That's great. That's great, though.
I don't know if that's useful or not, but yeah.
It's essential. That's the whole thing. Like, until we have a gigabyte-sized context window, this is the essential trick of making a big program fit in the eye of a needle.
Yeah. So what this should do is, this is the planning bot, and it does tend to solve it because it's got all the information, but I'm going to reduce the information it's got so it doesn't have live information. But which customers have a pickup at the next available time slot? Boom. So it doesn't know what time slot is, doesn't know what pickup is because that's not in the dictionary. Let's see what it says. There you go. Right, let's see what it says. Right, this is the plan for retrieving the information. So identify customers, pickups next available. Right, fine. Determine the next available time slot. Go to route pans. Okay. Identify location IDs. Okay. And then output step 3, retrieve all customer IDs whose location matches any identified location IDs, and then output that. That's not quite right, but it's pretty close. So what I'm planning on doing is, this planner should say, go to this this bot that's only interested in this thing and ask it this question. So identify customers, pickups in the next available time slot is the top level plan. So, okay, what is the next time slot? So the only bot that knows that is route plans. So let's go through this. Actually, this will be interesting.
This is pretty good. This is the cool thing I saw about
There's route plan.
Some of the multi-agent frameworks where they they make this plan and then they carry out this plan, and the plan makes me feel like a sense of safety or unity about the effort.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I'm just going to cut and paste each of these questions into individual bots that they've not been polluted with anything other than here's the data and run the tests.
Mm-hmm.
So let's find out. Next available time slot is that is wrong. Why is that wrong? Damn it. That should be a third. Quick plan data. That's wrong. Damn it.
Why?
Try that.
You can do rerun. So, like, you're better off to do rerun. So, move your mouse over the assistant window, and then delete it. No. See, assistant down one. Delete it. In the top right, there's a round circle with a cross. No. Back down over the. Fuck. God damn it. Here. Put your mouse here.
Up or down.
Put your mouse. Can you see my pointer? Yeah. Right there. Hit that.
Okay. Right. And I've just changed the temperature. Okay. Boom.
Okay. And now hit run.
Oh, I was not aware of that bit. Same answer. Wrong answer. Fuck. Well, let's go into...
Are you sure it's wrong? Like, how do you know it's wrong?
Next available time slot. Well, let's ask the planning bot who knows everything. See what it says. If it's the same, I'm wrong. Retrieve the current date for reference. That's what it should be. Damn it. So close.
It's not. Oh, that's not. Why? Can it tell you why it was different?
No.
Not really.
I've been banging it for that. Okay, all right. So, I've still, as I said, this was literally this morning. I set up all these. I need to test them.
That's all good. I get the point. I can see structure is evolving, and the way we format the data seems to have a really big impact on the quality of the output.
It does. And
I love this planning thing. This is cool.
Yeah. The planning and testing. So the planning essentially says which bot you're going to ask a question of.
Yeah.
And then you'll get back an answer.
Right. So that and that is a form. That's a form of scoping, which is essential. By picking the bot, it's scoping the question down. Hey, buddy.
Hey, sorry about that. That was weird. My headset lost connection, but I thought it was you,
Yeah.
so I continued
Oh, right.
to
Yeah, I could see your
actually.
screen the whole time. I could see your
Did you?
computer screen the whole time. Yeah, it was
Ah,
flawless.
well, that's weird.
Must be
Uh,
something headset side, eh?
must be. Well, you'd have seen what my thinking was there, and actually, it was because the question was poorly worded, which
So
is
it's
down to the
it's
pine
because it thinks next means one after the current or
It was
something like
next
that.
available
Next available
is
as opposed
after
to,
the last one,
man,
whereas the
that's
next
subtle.
one,
That's subtle. But
um,
anyway, a good set of testing would clear that all up.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I
So
also felt like it didn't have a lot of information about like if you gave it some examples of how to compute the next available time slot, it seemed I'm confident it'd get it first pop. You know, like
it would do, but I'm hesitant to do that because as soon as you give examples, you need to test the examples.
what?
I'm trying to keep it as generic as possible on the bot.
Yeah, I don't know if that's we might consider just programming it with the examples being separate and bolted on separately, but examples are the most powerful form of instruction, I think, right? Like it's you're almost guaranteed a coconut if you use them.
It is, and I think examples are great because there are other tests with bot to bot. Um, but basically, this was a Dave malfunction,
Mm.
right?
But it's like,
Right.
yeah, but examples are not. It's like, don't tell me, show me. You know, like they're just so much more powerful.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think.
I think so. I'll have to think about how to, because examples are a bit like test, right? It's like, here's a much larger data set. Here's an example of the sort of answer that is correct. And
Yeah,
here is a
yeah,
question.
yeah. That's really. I think that's the most accurate way to get the responses from all the stuff you show me.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, shall we continue? I mean, this is
I gotta
quite a
go in
lot.
like 7 minutes or whatever. So
All right, okay. Well,
might
well,
be a
let's
good
pick this
time
up
to call it.
afterwards.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, you see the drift. So I'll work on the well. I'll, nobody's up yet here, so I'll continue working on the planning bot to try and get its instructions to be clear because of
Mm.
it's the planning bot has not got many instructions. I'll just have an example.
It's looking amazing.
Um,
Like it's looking really amazing.
it's my confidence is absolutely going through the
All
roof,
time
which
high.
is
Okay. Yeah,
yeah,
because
yeah,
I think, man, as soon as we get, well, I got 5 minutes. I'll give you a rundown of what I'm doing if that's cool.
yeah,
Um,
cool.
so I got, these are the benchmarks, which I will show you. I've updated the website to point to the new benchmarks. I have, I've, these are all the old ones. So
Uh-huh.
you can see that like the 1st of January was the last working
Was it
commit on the old
ops per
code bit.
ops per second? Okay, that's about
Operations per second.
yeah, 1 kilo ops per second or something.
And I just want to point out that sort of right at the start, when I was just getting testing going, you're getting things like less than one operation per second to like boot the engine and run the thing. And
Yeah,
then after a little while, it was sort of hitting around 1,000 operations a second. So we went from like less than one to 1,000. Now, that was over the course of pretty much 1 year or
mm,
two years. Shame. Um, where we're at now is I've managed to map a lot of those tests back. So like boot. So here's the boot test of the engine is zero point 0.3 operations per second. So it's a lot slower, but yeah, the tuning will. Oh, that one took a nosedive, didn't it? So yeah, it's I'm just trying to lay out the system so that I know when I've made improvements. Really.
Don't really have many data points on that one.
No, yeah, no. Yeah, so I implemented DNS today, which is a pretty hefty thing in itself, but I think it works. It's like how to find the HAL app is sort of the thing. Like, what is HAL in the context of Artifact, where you can have many different installations and all that, and so there does need to be some kind of registry where you can agree on what HAL means, like which chain ID does HAL actually refer to. So that's going pretty good. But yeah, I'm trying to get the HAL, just enough of the system working so I can give you that UI, because it'll get really fast, really quick, the way things are built. So I guess don't be disheartened by these benchmarks. They will multiply by 10, 100 within the coming days.
Don't worry about it. My operations, in setting up that test, you could probably operations per minute or per hour, actually, would probably be a better metric.
Right.
So everything's an improvement. Can I add in something to my wish list?
Sure, man. Hit me.
What would be very useful is, I said a bot starts another bot. When I want that other bot to start up, there needs to be a bootstrap routine, which is you've got your system prompt, you've got your data, you run your tests, you come back saying, "Yep, I'm good."
What's the name of that wish?
This is kind of bot-to-bot bootstrapping, I guess, something like that.
So a bot bootstrapping another bot?
Yeah.
And now how does it work? So I've got a bot, it's running. I'm not concerned about that.
Bot one knows has already ascertained the bot, so it's asking another bot saying, "I want you to answer this question." The second bot pulls its information from disk or wherever, and then runs the tests, self-checks the tests, and says, "Go ahead." And then sends the go ahead back to the first bot saying, "Happy days, here's the question."
So the bot 2 is going to check that it's got everything it needs. When would it not? Yeah, how would it check itself, and when would it not be okay?
It wouldn't be okay if every time for retained actually, every time the bot 2 runs, it needs to know that it's running at least with something that's coherent. It's maybe not correct.
You mean the question was coherent? Or the data storage was coherent?
Yeah, because what I'm trying to do here is bot 2 should be a trusted agent.
So that means that bot 2 has a set of self-check rules that it runs. It doesn't need to tell bot 1, okay, it's just the system can determine that. It's like, but the bot's only available. Yeah, it's like the fact that it's there means that all the tests passed.
Right.
Okay, so where would the self-check rules be specified?
Well, at the moment, I've got these the tests that showed you the test thing.
Right. So the collection of files that represents a bot. One of them is the system prompt, but somewhere in there is a set of self-check rules or the tests.
Right.
And there would be an extended set of tests that were used in the construction and the sort of the deep testing of the bot to guarantee it's ready for release. But then these other checks are like lightweight, quick, used to sanity checks.
Exactly. So for bot 2 to be useful, it needs its system prompt. It needs the data it's working on, and then it needs to pass all its tests, and then saying, "Yep, okay." I can now answer your question with some, guarantee of coherence. So at the very least, the reason I'm thinking about that is it goes really wrong if because we've split down into individual bots, if the scheme is actually incoherent, say if there are two customers with customer 01, then any answer that bot 2 gives, if it's a customer bot, is dubious.
Okay, so is this a good description for your test?
There's lightweight science sheets that are compacted down from BuzzFeed tests. I used to build them from pieces and check. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
sweet.
Good.
Okay. All right, cool. I gotta go.
Man.
I'll message you when I come back.
Ping me, and I'll find out what my